go.
Streaming from South Africa to the world. This is the Stonks Go Moon podcast. What just happened? We break it down so you don't have to.
Welcome everyone to the Stonks Go Moon podcast. My guest today is Simon Severino. I don't know where to begin with his credentials. Best-selling author, TEDx speaker, works with teams at Google, BMW, CEO of Strategy Sprint. Simon, welcome to the pod.
Thank you for the kind introduction, Rocco. And hello, everybody.
I couldn't think of anyone better to talk to in a very difficult time. Klarna came out today. They basically laid off 10% of their workforce via a pre-recorded message. We had companies like Robinhood, Carvana, all these massive tech giants who basically people say they were too big to fail, and they've all had layoffs. And I guess my first question is, how are these layoffs going to affect the tech industry and especially SaaS?
This is a very relevant question, and one that I have been warning about since November. I have a daily YouTube video, and since November, I'm talking about the segment rotation from tech to energy to commodities. So risk off, which means that all the super valuations of our favorite tech stocks are going down, and that means at some point they have to restructure.
Yes.
So, but it's not that easy to see it early enough. So I'm happy that you are talking about it, because not even yet people are talking about that we are in a recession, and but you can see it very easily if you look at the charts.
Yes.
And what is one that business owners should do?
Yes.
One is to increase the resilience business and to organize more around what matters.
Yes.
And this is your value creation.
Okay.
So who are you here to serve? What's the value that you create around that? Let go of things that were important in the past. Things like a fancy headquarters. Let go of things that you don't really need anymore. Status symbols anymore. That world is over. Embrace the current world. The current world is whatever works on your phone, wherever you are. Everything else doesn't matter. Cut.
Yeah.
People need it right now on their phone, on their iPad, on wherever they are.
Yeah.
Focus on this. And you can cut many costs. The rest around it. Second, we talk about the daily habit, weekly habit every day. And so with a daily habit, write down how you allocate your time right now and learn from it. Are you allocating your time on most important things, or did the things change? Because things are changing. So is your agenda changing with them? Weekly habit. Get your marketing numbers up, numbers reported to the dashboard. Otherwise, you don't know what's going on, and you will be surprised months later. You don't need to be surprised. You can know your number. With a simple sprint dashboard, check is, what else can our clients do? Where are we winning? In which of the top 10 features are we really winning this week? And in which one are we just not? 50 since November. Now you would have cut November, December, January, February, every time 15%. Yeah. Currently winning around your client. And this is where you are already winning against your competitors. So you see how this, if you do this simple method of the 3 habits, you keep getting more and more resilient and more in strategic advantage.
Yeah.
That's why it matters.
I guess, and then my second question is, now these teams are now smaller, right? So now they need to be more agile, because instead of like 15 people in a team, okay, take away 2 or 3, now someone else needs to cut or pick up the slack. How do you then build more agile teams, because the company still has the same job to do?
Yes, at the same time, our productivity
Yes.
is raising all the time because of technology.
Mhm.
I can now speak to you, and we are heard by thousands of people in 15 different countries.
Yeah.
So our productivity is so much higher than 10 years ago.
Mhm.
So with one Simon, if I'm your employee,
Yes.
with one Simon, you can have much more results. So that's the good part, right? So that there is, inside of all this inflation, there is also a deflation going on
Mhm.
because technology is getting cheaper and
Yes.
our productivity is getting higher. So we can use our intelligence, our knowledge, our time much wiser and still create a higher productivity. Then you don't need to lay off. If you smartly innovate your business model, you can cut costs by just changing the way you have contracts with your suppliers and with the most important contracts that you have, make them fixed costs. So where you have, variable costs, from fixed costs to variable costs. When you have more work, you have more costs. When you have less work, you have less costs. You have zero work, you have zero costs. This makes you more resilient because there will be months where you have less sales.
Yeah.
But this way you are resilient. And how can you do it? You can go through your PR agencies, marketing agencies, supplier of materials, and talk about paying for performance, not for time.
That's a good tip.
It's better anyway for everybody.
Yes.
It will keep all of you on your toes, and it's more logical, it's more natural. So if you bring me 2 tons of wood, I pay you 2 tons of wood. If you don't bring me any wood, why would I pay you? Just for your effort.
Yeah.
So everybody is more on their toes, and everybody is delivering also more because everybody has skin in the game. Instead of having just a PR contract, bring me in the New York Times and I pay you 7,000 per month, and then maybe they land me in the New York Times, maybe not. But so contract it in a different way. Say, okay, I pay you 5,000 for Inc. magazine after you landed me in Inc. And I'm happy to pay 40K for the New York Times if you land me in the New York Times after it.
Yeah. So we spoke a bit about the employee side, right? But the employee here, right? The people in top management. And does your leadership style now change during this time, or does it stay the same? Take me through that thinking.
Well, leadership is mostly an inner game, and in these times, it's all about holding the space for how the people right now are feeling, and having those conversations. Really taking the time to have conversations and not sending messages around. Instead, having deep, true conversations like you would have with your kids. Hey,
Yes.
we need to talk.
Yeah.
What's going on? What meaning do you make out of it? How do you interpret this situation? What worries you? Which opportunities do we see? What would you do? What can we do? Which resources do we have to handle this? How much time do we have? What's the best thing to do? And how do we do it the best way?
Yeah.
That's a conversation to have.
Because that pre-recorded message for me was very unpersonal. And for all the speak in tech that we get about personalization and caring about people, and it just felt so cold and robotic. And I know we're in a capitalistic society, but I still feel that we can and need to do better in these circumstances.
When I think of technology, I think of two things. First, it increases life energy and it saves time. So it's something wonderful.
Yes.
And when I think of how I can use technology, it gives me more time to spend with the people that really matter and that I'm here to serve. And it helps me become more human. Why?
Yes.
Because technology only takes from us the mechanical tasks. It doesn't take the thinking, it doesn't take the loving, it doesn't take the caring. They don't know how to do that. They can take something like mechanical stuff, and mechanical tasks are not human anyways.
Yes.
have never been.
Yeah.
We just were lacking the tools to outsource that, and now they're here. But it's not human anyways to do a long spreadsheet and
Yes.
control, A against B.
Yes.
It's not a human task anyways. So no, it's not in the knowledge, not in the internet era where we are, thinking, loving being, creating beings. And these are the human tasks: how we relate, how we create more trust, how we create more value to each other, how we solve problems with each other, how we carry each other through tough times and find opportunities and get better and better as a team, as a society. That's the human part. And this is where technology comes to support us, actually. If you look at internet, if you look at computers, if you look at the blockchain, this is actually what technology is here to do, is to support this human evolution on every level, on the singular level, team level, society level. It's not, robots against people. We tell the robots what to do.
Yeah, it's true. Simon, before I let you leave, a question from social media. Basically, it came from a couple of startup companies that wanted to know, with VC scaling back their funding, we have the likes of Sequoia also coming out saying that they're going to cut back for a while, or they said they're going to mast the ship or something like that, or batten the hatches, I think was the wording that they used. How does a startup company approach funding in this difficult time for tech?
I am in those investor circles, and I am in the Silicon Valley Blockchain Society, and I still get the same amount of pitches, but I see that my colleagues are much more reluctant to deploy capital.
Yes.
And I see this as a healthy thing. For us as a society, we have been too loose with capital in terms of, printing money everywhere and doing as if it was infinite. Yes. And if you just would say the word blockchain, they would give you 6 million for 3 slides. That was not healthy.
And if you throw in NFT as well, it will double it.
That was not healthy.
Yes.
And I was one of the people who were wrong. I was in Luna, and that was so obviously wrong.
Yes.
So we all need a little bit of a diet and a little bit of a reality check. Yes. And I think this is happening right now. It's a cleansing of the things that were not healthy and not based on reality and on first principles anymore. Yeah. So I see the healthy side. Because from both sides, both from the investors, because they have to start thinking clearly again, and then doing their work better, their due diligence better. And also from the startup side, from the founder side, it's anyways much better to focus on the client first, not so much on where the money is coming from. Because if you do good work, the money is coming from the people you are here to serve.
Yes.
This should be your first focus anyways. And only in the rare cases where it's capital intensive, you really need those blitzscaling fuel. But come on, you can build most things that people are building. You can build with the client in mind, and the client will support you, and the client will be the fuel, and they will carry you around, and they will pay you if it's helping.
I love that take. Simon, if the listeners want to connect with you and learn more about what it is that you do, where can they do that? Where can they find you?
I hang out on YouTube. I have 2 channels. One is Simon Severino, and one is Strategy Sprints, where I share my mistakes of the week and my insights. I just wrote a book, which is a bargain. For $20. You can literally get 1 million worth of value for your business. The book is called Strategy Sprints. Grab it on Amazon. Leave us an Amazon review. Amazon loves it. And you can grab all these things that we said: daily habit, weekly habit, monthly habit. You can grab them for free on strategysprints.com.
And go and buy the book. We'll put the links in the comments. Simon, thank you so much for joining us. To our listeners, peace, love, and prosperity. And we'll catch you in the next one.